This is another video in the series of little things that make a difference. We're going to talk about today are floorboards that mount in traditional foot peg mounts. They'll fit on Sportsters, they'll fit on Dynas, and they'll fit on a lot of the Softails that come with foot pegs instead of floorboards. This is something that we developed quite by accident when we were working on a custom bike that we wanted to do floorboards on, and then I tested it on this bike right here. I could not believe the difference it made. It's a little thing. Normally you have a foot peg here like this. You can see it's the same width. The floorboard's the same width. It doesn't stick out any further. But what happens when you have a foot peg and you're sitting on the bike and your foot is on that foot peg and all that wind is coming against you, there's some effort to keep your foot on it, especially when you're going 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. On this bike, when I normally cruise at 70, 75, and it's pretty stable. It is very stable. When I get up 85, 90 and passing somebody, even 95 for fun now and then, it starts feeling just a little bit skittish. Not dangerous, but also not really comfortable. When I put these floorboards on, I could not believe how much more stable I felt. Not only because I have a lot more room to put my foot around, but because my foot is no longer up like this with all the wind going like this and me pushing against the foot peg to try and keep my foot in place. I now have a solid place to put my foot. It's one of those things, it's sort of like the floorboard extenders. It's really hard to explain what a difference it makes, but it just makes a huge difference. And again, they fit on Sportsters. They fit right into the same clevis. You don't change anything here. Fit into the same clevis, and you just put them in with a pin, just like you do a foot peg. And just like a foot peg, they fold up because it's working exactly like a foot peg. Here's the thing. You go, oh man, that thing is huge. And it's not for everybody. But if you do want to increase the comfort on your Sportster, Dyna, or Softail, this is a way to do it. And even though it's so large, and you go, oh, I'm going to lose ground clearance when leaning over, I'm going to lose lean angle. Look at how thick this is. Now look how thick this is. So when you lean over, this is what's going to touch down. And all the time with foot pegs, I would be scraping my foot pegs when I was leaning over in the curves. I've not been able to scrape these floorboards. I'm sure there's a possibility that I could. I just feel like I'm going to run out of tire before I scrape the floorboards. Whereas I scrape the foot pegs constantly. I was replacing foot pegs periodically because I just wore them down. So you gain ground clearance, you gain lean angle. On the Sportster, might be different on a Softail or Dyna, but I don't think so because the foot pegs on the Softail and Dyna are just as thick as on the Sportster, and these are thinner and they don't stick out any further than the foot peg. So it's pretty hard to imagine how you would lose any lean angle. I haven't on this bike. And Dwayne, who's behind the camera right here, you had them on your Dyna, right? And did you lose any lean angle on your Dyna?
I didn't lose any lean angle.
So anyway, it's really comfortable. It's a little thing that you may or may not like the looks of, but it's a little thing that is much more comfortable. It makes you feel much more stable, much more planted on the bike, especially at high speeds. So not only do they fold up, but you can see right here, if I wanted to move this further forward, I would loosen this bolt and I can move it. This whole distance here is adjustable. So I have this as far back as it'll go because it's perfect for this particular application. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'd appreciate it. Hit that notification bell so you know when we come out with another video, and you all ride safe out there.